The crash echoed down the quiet cul-de-sac like a gunshot. Emily froze, her heart leaping into her throat as the ceramic pieces scattered across the pavement. The white marble angel that stood in front of Mr. Thompson's porch, his late wife's favorite piece, was now in fragments at her feet. It wasn't supposed to happen. She had just been backing out of her driveway, rushing to drop off her son at school, when her car tire clipped the edge of the statue. One wrong angle, one sharp sound, and now, this. Her hands trembled as she stared at the mess. She thought about just leaving, pretending she hadn't seen anything. After all, Mr. Thompson probably wouldn't even know who did it. But guilt hit her like a wave. She'd moved into this neighborhood barely 2 months ago, and she knew what that statue meant. Every morning she'd seen the old man gently dust it off, murmuring something as though speaking to someone long gone. If you believe true kindness always finds its way back, please tap the like button now and subscribe to support more stories like this. Emily knelt, tears burning in her eyes, as she gathered the broken pieces. It was useless. No glue could ever bring back that serene, angelic face. She felt the weight of her own life pressing down. Her husband had left last year, the bills were piling up, and now she had just destroyed something priceless that belonged to someone who had already lost enough. So instead of running away, Emily did something she hadn't done in years. She went inside, found a pen and paper, and started writing. Mr. Thompson, I don't know how to say this. I broke the statue outside your house this morning. It was an accident, but I know that doesn't make it hurt less. I can't afford to replace it right now. I wish I could, but I want to be honest about what happened, and I need to tell you something I've never told anyone. Her handwriting trembled. She hesitated, then continued. I used to have an angel statue like yours. My husband gave it to me when we bought our first home. After he left, I threw it away in anger. I thought I was letting go of pain, but I realized now I was throwing away a piece of love that still meant something. When I saw your statue every morning, it reminded me of what I'd lost, and what I still hope to find again. I'm sorry not just for what I broke, but for waiting so long to be the kind of neighbor who would tell the truth. Please forgive me. Emily, she folded the letter, placed it under a small rock on his porch, and went to work with tears she didn't try to hide. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the trees, she saw Mr. Thompson standing outside her house. He was holding the letter in one hand and a small dusty shoebox in the other. He waved for her to come out. Emily's stomach twisted with dread as she stepped onto the porch. The old man's voice was gentle. You know, he said, I've been praying for a sign. My wife Margaret, she loved that angel. Every time I thought of letting go, I couldn't, and now, well, maybe this was her way of telling me it's time. Emily's eyes filled again. I'm so sorry. I'll find a way to pay for, but he raised a hand to stop her. No, you already did the hardest thing. You told the truth. Then he opened the shoebox. Inside was a smaller angel statue, slightly chipped, worn with time. This one used to sit by her bedside. I want you to have it. She shook her head, speechless. I can't. Yes, you can, he said softly. You said you threw yours away. Maybe this one can remind you that some things don't have to stay broken. Emily accepted the fragile statue like a sacred gift. That night she placed it by her window, the fading light catching on its tiny wings. For the first time in years, she felt peace. Not the kind that comes from fixing things, but from being seen, forgiven, and understood. Weeks later, she noticed something outside Mr. Thompson's house. The spot where the angel once stood was now a small flower bed, a hand-painted sign. Rested there, grace grows here. Emily smiled through tears, realizing that in breaking something precious, she had unknowingly helped something deeper take root: connection, trust, and a quiet reminder that kindness is stronger than loss. We'd love to hear your story. What is the most memorable act of unexpected kindness you have witnessed or received? Share it in the comments below. As the seasons changed, Emily often found herself talking to the little angel statue by her window, about her son, her hopes, her mistakes, and the kindness of a man who chose understanding over anger. And every time she passed Mr. Thompson's yard, she felt a warmth that words could never quite capture, a reminder that sometimes what feels like breaking is really just the start of healing. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe, because in a world that's often too harsh, every act of kindness deserves to be remembered.